Okay, think about this. We spend about a third of our entire lives completely unconscious. But what if I told you that time isn't just gone? What if, while you're sleeping, your brain is actually firing on all cylinders, doing some of its most important work?
It turns out that sleep isn't just about hitting the reset button. It's this incredibly active, dynamic period for your brain. It's a time when all the memories from your day are being sorted, strengthened, and filed away for the future.
So to really get how this works, we need to peek inside the sleeping brain. It all comes down to this really cool process called memory consolidation, which is basically your brain's system for deciding what to keep from your day and what to just, toss out.
See, a night's sleep isn't some flat, boring line. It's more like a roller coaster. It's a dynamic journey through all these different stages, from light sleep, way down into deep sleep, and then into that crazy, dream-filled REM stage. And we cycle through these stages again and again all night long.
Now, one of the most critical parts of that ride, especially for your memory, is what's called slow wave sleep, or SWS. This is the deepest, most restorative stage of sleep. I mean, think of it as prime time for your brain's most important work.
And hey, the research on this is crystal clear. This chart shows a direct, unmistakable link. The more time you spend in that deep, slow wave sleep, the better your memory gets. It is a literal upgrade for your brain.
And this all happens because of a process called active systems consolidation. Here's a cool way to picture it. Imagine your brain is a giant library. During the day, new books, your memories, are just kind of dropped in a big pile by the door. But during deep sleep, that's when the night crew comes in. They sort through everything, decide what's important, reinforce the bindings, and carefully file those books away on the right shelves. So scientists, being scientists, tested this with a really fascinating experiment called targeted memory reactivation. They had people learn where different objects were on a screen, and each object was paired with a unique sound. Then, while these people were deep asleep, the researchers quietly played back just some of those sounds, basically tagging specific memories for the brain.
And the results were, well, they were remarkable. The memories that got that little sound cue during sleep, they were forgotten way, way less than the others. This is huge. It's powerful evidence that our brains are actively choosing which memories to strengthen while we sleep. And, get this, it means we might even be able to nudge our brains on what to save. How cool is that?
Okay, so this amazing memory process, it needs the right environment to work. That library night crew, they can't do their job with bright lights and loud music blaring. And that brings us to sleep hygiene. It's all about creating the perfect conditions for your brain's night shift.
It all starts with your environment. Your bedroom needs to be a sanctuary, a place designed only for rest. Seriously, think of it like a cave. It has to be quiet, dark, and cool. That's the signal your brain needs to shut down the outside world and start its internal work.
And this boils down to a super powerful psychological association. Your bed should signal one thing and one thing only. To your brain, it's time to sleep. If you're working there or eating or watching TV in bed, you're just sending a bunch of mixed signals, leaving your brain totally confused about whether it's supposed to power down or stay alert.
And you know what? Consistency is king. Regular routines literally train your body and brain. Going to bed and waking up at roughly the same time, yep, even on weekends, sets your internal clock. And having a relaxing ritual before bed, like taking a warm bath or reading a book, acts as this powerful wind-down signal that tells your entire body that sleep is on its way. Oh, and here's a huge trap to avoid. We've all been there, right? Lying in bed, staring at the clock. It only makes things worse. It just ramps up the anxiety and reinforces all those negative thoughts like, I'm never going to fall asleep. Which, surprise, makes it even harder to sleep. If you can't sleep, just get up for a bit. Do something relaxing until you actually feel tired again.
All right, but let's say you have the perfect sleep hygiene. Your room is a cave, your routine is on point. There's still another massive factor in play: your personal timing. Because we're not all built the same. Our internal clocks, our chronotypes, can be wildly different.
So, are you a lark, someone who thrives in the morning? Or are you an owl, someone who really hits their stride late at night? And listen, this isn't just a preference or a personality quirk. It is biological. It's hardwired right into your genetics and your physiology, dictating everything from your body temperature to your hormone release.
And this biological difference, well, it has a profound impact on how you perform all day long. Forcing yourself to operate outside of your natural rhythm isn't just kind of annoying, it actually makes you measurably less effective.
Get this. One study found that when you force an owl to do a physical task at 8 in the morning, the larks outperform them by over 7%. That is a huge margin in performance.
And it's not just physical. Nope. When it comes to cognitive tasks, things that require quick reaction times, larks are way better in the morning. For an owl, 8 a.m. is basically the middle of their biological night. Their brain just isn't primed to be sharp yet.
But fast forward to the evening and boom, the tables have completely turned. The larks are starting to wind down, but the owls, they are just hitting their stride. By 8 p.m., the owls are now in their peak performance window, and they're the ones outperforming the larks.
So let's break that down. What does a peak day look like? Well, for a lark, their brain is sharpest pretty much as soon as they wake up, while their physical strength peaks in the afternoon. For owls, everything is shifted way later. Their mental and physical peaks often happen more than 12 hours after they get out of bed.
Okay, so let's tie this all together. What's the big takeaway? Sleep is your secret weapon for learning and memory. Good sleep hygiene sets the stage for your brain to do its best work. And finally, knowing your own chronotype, whether you're a lark or an owl, is the absolute key to unlocking your peak performance by scheduling your day around your body's natural rhythm.
So that leaves us with one final, really powerful question to think about. Knowing all this, are you working with your body's natural clock, or are you constantly fighting a battle against it? Because the answer could literally change how you approach your entire day.